Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for meeting me out here in the woods today. So today we are going to hopefully finish up the tree from last video. If you guys didn't check that video out and you're interested in it, I'll make sure I leave a link in the description below so you can go check that video out. So long story short, we started this tree yesterday and ran out of daylight. I got out in the woods a little too late, and you know, this time of year it gets dark early. So I got out in the woods late again today, so I got about an hour and a half of daylight left, maybe 2 hours at most. So we'll see how much we can get accomplished. And also too, you saw in the opening clip, by modern machinery, we were able to relocate this tree to a better chopping spot. So where I dropped that tree yesterday, it was awful hilly and snowy, and there was a lot of rocks. So we had to really be careful, of our bit hitting the ground there. So we do have a couple rocks to deal with here, but nothing we can't work around. So today we're going to be using this beautiful swamping pattern double bit. This is also a Kelly True Temper axe, and it is also hung on a Whiskey River handle. This isn't a heritage handle. This is just a regular 30-inch double bit handle. So I never chopped with a swamping pattern before. Actually, come to think of it, I never chopped or used a full-size double bit at all before. If you guys have been following the channel the whole time or for a long time, you know that 99% of my videos are all single bits. I have 2 videos where I'm using double bits, and those are cruisers, so they're only 2.5 pound double bits, so it's like using a boy's axe. So I'm really excited to chop with this axe today because, like I said, I've never used a full-size double bit, so today's pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm going to quit running my mouth here, and we're going to get chopping because we are running out of daylight as we speak. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I did sharpen this in the traditional double bit fashion. I have one side sharpened more aggressively than the other, so one side would be more fit for, your splitting and your dirty work, your knots and stuff like that, where I have a nice keen edge on the bucking and felling side. I just thought I'd bring that up because I'm not sure if I did or not. Woo! This thing sinks deep. Oh boy. don't know if you guys can see, but right here is a rock, right where I got to make the back cut, the back V-notch. So we're gonna skip that, and then once we start severing the pieces and we get it more maneuverable, we'll come back to that. So we're gonna skip it for now and just move on. No big deal. There we go. It's in half. And we'll work on this right here, I guess. It's hard to do such a small section and keep it from rolling, so I'll do my best here. There's really no good way to do it. Kind of gonna just work my way around it. Should be pretty close to split here, or severed. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Alrighty, guys, so here's what I'm thinking. Since we're kind of running out of daylight, like quick, instead of worrying about the rest of the tree, what we'll do is maybe we'll sever all the logs on this section and get them split so we can get them back up to the house. And then, you know, on my own time, when I get a couple minutes, I'll finish this last, what is it, maybe 10 feet of tree here, and I'll take care of that another day. But let's at least get this section done here today, and we can probably get it brought back up to the house before it's dark. So yeah, let's sever some logs and do some splitting. This one's got a big old knot in it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this thing's not having too much of a problem. There she goes. We get this guy already? Yep. Okay. There she goes. Another big old knot. See what happens. She is. There she goes. No problem for the swamper. All right, guys, so now I got all the halves set up on their other halves. We're gonna try to do a little assembly line split in action here. Let's go. That's assembly line splitting, folks. Alrighty guys, so I think that's where I'm gonna wrap it up today. Obviously we still got about like at least 10 foot more of tree to buck up and split, but I'll come back out here another day when I got a couple minutes, and I'll just kind of do it off camera. So man, the double bit swamping pattern, absolutely awesome. There's a couple of things that I do want to improve on the axe. I think I can get away with a little more of an aggressive grind. I only filed it to, I believe, I didn't measure it, did I? I might have measured it. It might be 25 degrees, somewhere in there. But naturally this has a pretty thin profile. Like the cheeks aren't too thick, so I figured 25 would be okay. And it chopped great, you guys saw, but I think, you know, I think I can go a little more aggressive. I think maybe I could bring it back to maybe 20 or 22 degrees. If I do 20, I'll probably throw a micro bevel on it. The splitting side, I filed that to 30 degrees. You can see it's really, you know, shallow. You can't see too much shiny metal there. And that obviously seemed to split just fine. And it got us through a couple of the knots when we were bucking. So can't complain about that. Also, I think I want to work the palm swell just a little more. And maybe I could afford to thin down the handles slightly. It feels good, but I'm getting a little bit of a hot spot, but I like to hold the handles back kind of far. And you see how with a double bit, because it's a palm swell for both positions of being held, it kind of like rolls up in my hands. And I don't really, when I chop, I don't really have a tight grip on the axe, guys. I don't know if it looks like it in camera, but you know, I have pretty soft hands on, not that I have soft hands, but I'm saying I don't have tight, you know, hard hands on the axe. When I'm swinging, I'm not doing a death grip on this thing. You know, my hands just kind of guiding the axe in, and then once it hits, it's, you know, it's pretty loose in my hand. And I was starting to feel a little bit of a hot spot. So maybe I'll work on that. But man, I had an absolute blast making this video. Like I said, I never used a full-size double bit. I wanted to keep chopping, guys. I'm looking at all these trees and like, all right, which ones are sick? Which ones need to go? Because I don't know. I don't know what it is about a double bit, but it just feels different. It's a really good feeling. It feels like, I don't know, there's just something special about swinging a double bit. You know, I'm curious to see what you guys think, if you guys use double bits and feel the same way. But, you know, even just looking at the swamping pattern, when you reference old photos of the old logging days, you see the guys standing there with their big swamping patterns and their Puget Sounds and, you know, their big double bits. It kind of just has like a real, you know, nostalgic feeling to it. So it feels extra special being out here in the woods chopping with a double bit. So with that said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And we'll catch you on the next one. And hopefully we're back out in this gorgeous woods here.